Young world, let me first thank Will Smith for feeding the YouTube streets. This Joker fed plenty of content creators for the past couple days with this whole incident. So let's go back to the beginning. You got the Pulp Fiction briefcase. That's the briefcase that Samuel L. Jackson, Uma Thurman, and John Travolta walked out with to present the Best Actor award to Will Smith. This is a 20-something years in the making scene that happened right now with this briefcase. You got Chris Rock on the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air dressed in drag. You got Jada doing Set It Off, where she cuts her hair at the end of the movie. And I had a whole thing about Jada I did years ago on my last channel. I had a part 1 and part 2. On part 2, I went in talking about the significance of cutting your hair and what that means to Hollywood as a ritual. And you got Chris Rock dissing Jada for the Oscars So White a couple years ago. They was protesting the Oscars, went in on her back then. And you got Will Smith and Jada Pinkett public relationship entanglements, which everybody been involved in for the past however many years been going on. You got Will Smith doing a slap rehearsal on a set of King Richard, showing a kid how to do a fake slap, which confuses everything even further. You got Will and Jada's IG post before the Oscars saying we chose chaos as an option, meaning could, and also that's in front of, if you notice, there's a moon in the background of that IG post. They're in front of a green screen, but there's a circular moon in the background, and everybody knows that a moon is symbolic with ritualism and all types of different rituals. In the first year, the Oscars is produced by a black man. Will Packard produced the Oscars this year. So this happens the first year a black man produces the Oscars. And you got, of course, Will Smith having to do something negative to receive the Oscars, just like when Denzel Washington had to play the role of the training day cop, the crooked cop, to finally get an Oscar after all the great movies he'd done, and had to actually get shot in the butt, which could be, a totally different thing, but on that movie he got shot. He said, "Damn, you shot me in the ass." So that could be a whole different twist to that, but that's what black men got to do to get Oscars for a movie. Then you got As Will Under Mind Control by Jada. And I did a whole, like I said, a 2-part thing about, I put the link in the description, about how Jada Pinkett leaves on buses and movies. At the end of 3 movies, she left on a bus, and this was all symbolic and ritualistic things in nature. And I put the link in the description. You can watch that video. And on that video, I told you about how her leaving on buses is symbolic of the bus being a vessel. And on Will Smith's acceptance speech for the Oscar, he was telling you how he felt like he was a vessel. And Jada Pinkett equals 666 in Sumerian gematria. Her name, Jada Pinkett, just like the briefcase combination on Pulp Fiction, is 666. And the briefcase in Pulp Fiction is one of the all-time movie history mysteries of all time in Hollywood. Everybody wonders what was in this briefcase. Some people say it was the soul of Marcellus Wallace, the character played by Ving Rhames. There's been so many different discussions, like a whole cult following just about this briefcase alone, of what was actually inside this briefcase. So this is the briefcase that they bought finally after all these years to the Oscars to present Will Smith the award for Best Actor. And there's been a long-going dispute too, but some people believe it's a hidden dispute about Will Smith and Denzel Washington with the Oscars, and the whole Hollywood behind the scenes is like a little beef, allegedly. You know what I'm saying? It's been going on for years, so you got that whole thing. Then you got, and KFW Kabbalah Gematria, Pulp Fiction briefcase gives you 327, just like the date, March 27th, which is weird to me. You got Pulp Fiction has several plots. To the whole thing with Pulp Fiction is several plots in one movie, and they're not in chronological order. It kind of jumps around between different leads, I guess you could say, different stars in each plot. They got their own plots going on. And interrelated, all the stories are interrelated, but at different times and different people. Just like here, you got the interrelated stories of Jada Pinkett, Will Smith, Chris Rock. Like I said, Quentin Tarantino himself, because it was his birthday. He's the one that made this movie, Pulp Fiction, which also was turned down by certain what do you call them, studios or whatever it is, but it was picked up by Harvey Weinstein. He's the one that actually let this movie come out. He's the one that picked it up. Other people thought it was too gruesome, too demented, but Harvey Weinstein picked this movie up and pushed it through. So, like I said, Quentin Tarantino's birthday, and also this was Mariah Carey's birthday too. You know what I'm saying? March 27th. And her and Will Smith have been friends for a long time. They caught their big break the same year. They got a long history together, so maybe that has significance, maybe not. You know what I mean? And Pulp Fiction is a self-reference movie. They say it's a self-reference movie. A symbol of self-reference is a dragon consuming itself constantly. So it's like a full circle type of thing. The entity, the beast feeding itself. And some people just saying that Will Smith was just under MK Ultra mind control. You know what I'm saying? And that could be by whether Jada or some other entity. At this point, it's like whether the slap was staged or not, or was fake or not, whatever the case may be. It definitely seemed like there were some other entities at play. At first, I thought it was definitely staged. And as it went on, watching, it's like everything around it afterwards made you realize, oh, maybe it's not staged. But you also got to keep in mind that all these people are actors. You know what I mean? Of course, they have the ability to make something look like it's not acting. And of course, they would sit there and be like, well, what would, if this was really a thing, what would people really say or do? How would people really react? And even if it was staged, it don't mean that everybody was in on it. You know what I'm saying? It don't. And there was a part as I was watching the Oscars, if you remember, if you've seen it, during the commercial break, they came on and they went to Chris Rock real quick, unexpectedly, and they caught him unexpectedly. I wish I could find this clip. And when they went on to Chris Rock, he was looking puzzled and dumbfounded and nervous. And then he looked at the camera, then the camera went off. So they accidentally went to Chris Rock before he came out at a time when, like I said, he wasn't ready for it. And I wish I could find this clip. But that was weird to me because I remember that when I seen it, I was like, but I was just like, oh, they just caught him off guard. It wasn't no big deal. Maybe that's significant, maybe not. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, the slap, whether it was staged or not, it doesn't. If it was staged, it don't mean everybody was in on it. It could have just been Will Smith and Chris Rock. It could have just been Will Smith himself. Maybe Chris Rock was told to say certain lines. Maybe he was looking how he was looking during that commercial break. Maybe they was telling him this is the lines he had to say. Maybe he didn't really want to say it. You know what I'm saying? I don't. Who knows? I'm just speculating. But and the other thing you got to keep in mind, like I said on the Jada Pinkett video I did, Hollywood has its own jurisdiction. Just for anybody else, he'd already be arrested and charged. Will Smith would be. But they're saying Chris Rock's not pressing charges, and maybe he still may be charged because this has happened on live TV, on film. You know what I'm saying? The police said they're doing an investigation, but what's there to really investigate? Everything is on tape. You know what I mean? So who knows how that's going to go? But this whole thing was definitely some ritualistic, whether a humiliation ritual or some type of sacrificial. It was definitely something going on behind the scenes of this whole situation that just happened. There's definitely more that meets the eye. You know what I'm saying? Whether it was some mind control, was it a ritual for Will Smith? Was it for Chris Rock? Was it for Jada Pinkett, Quentin Tarantino? Was it all of them? Was it one or the other? You know what I'm saying?